Hello and welcome to the Inbetween Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Scornbrace, and I'm joined here by Tony Tones at RT. Welcome.
Hello. I'm still isolating.
We were
Still
going to go
not
live
dead.
earlier, but we've been pissing about with something, so let's just go straight into trailers.
Yeah, I've been pissing about before the other thing I'm pissing about, but yeah, let's go straight into trailers. I'll
We've
talk
just
later.
been pissing about, hopefully. Okay, so Super Mario Maker 2 World Maker Update. I believe this is one of the final updates for Super Mario Maker 2.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know how much to say just because I don't own a Switch, but I feel like this is one of the games I'd spend a lot of time on. But
yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
sure.
I fucking love Mario. It's one of my favorite
Because-
games of all time. So
Yeah, because it's like
the Super Mario Maker 2 Shroom lets you get the powers of Super Mario Brothers 2, so you can stand on enemies and pick them up and throw them and stuff. This is also the World Maker update, so they added the ability to. So usually when you go through levels, they make like these little castle worlds, like you have in Mario, and you move between them. But now they've given you the ability to make your own custom ones.
Oh, nice.
You can make your own custom worlds to put together custom levels that other people made or that you've made. Of course, there's also a bunch of brand new suits coming in to play around with. I think the previous update they did was really cool because they added the Link power up, so it was like a completely different game almost because you had all the Link powers. There's tons of cool new maps to make, cannonballs.
It's like a whole new game.
A whole new game.
I was gonna say, like, it's probably like more simple, but like, I mean, not even simple, but just like different to like Little Big Planet. Like it's just made specifically
it's like
for
the
this.
idea
whereas
of
Little Big Planet is more anything. I guess it's both platforming to some extent. What the hell? Okay. Well,
Bullet
I don't know
Bill's
who
pretty
Roy
cool.
is. Who's Roy?
Roy?
Yeah, it's like going for like all the new enemies, like Roy. What?
I know, isn't Rob the Rob's like the NES robot that like played games with you on Nintendo?
Oh yeah.
Is that Roy?
Rob?
Is that Rob?
I don't know who that is.
Nintendo Rob. Rob the robot, right? This guy. I'm showing a picture on stream. Rob is the because you can play as him in Smash.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rob the robot.
And he has terrible recovery.
Reddit,
because he can't fly or anything. Whenever I play Smash, I was always really bad at edge recovery, so I'd always play a character with really good edge recovery that could like fly or something. So like Meta Knight, Pit, people like that. Anyway,
does he meant to look a little bit like the Reddit? Is it the Reddit logo I'm thinking of?
He came out a long time before the Reddit.
Yeah,
logo,
I'm wondering. Someone.
The Reddit logo is an alien as well.
Oh, really? It's got an antenna though, like a robot.
No, it's an alien. That's the whole point of
an
Reddit.
Alien? Okay.
Yeah, it's meant to be an alien.
Sure, it looks like a robot to me.
So this is showing like the world making tools where you can add like different paths. You can add like bridges for pewds. You can add like shops and stuff to get like bonus coins and stuff, like however you want to play. Dave's in the chat. You're right, Dave. You have to tell us how the audio is because we're trying a different audio setup this week.
It sounds fine to me, but obviously that's not through OBS. But
yeah,
it's kind of hard to tell.
He was putting the shopping away. Did you wash your hands, Wave, when you got back? I'm sure many people are in quarantine right now.
Are we waiting for a response?
Yeah, we're waiting for a response.
Okay, well, hold the phone.
There's like sand levels, underwater levels. Super Mario Maker 2 update looks pretty cool. Requires you to buy the like always. He did wash his hands. Confirmed live on the podcast.
Right.
Wait, there's Mario Lego. Hang on, I just gotta have a quick look at this.
I'm looking.
This was 2 weeks ago.
Minecraft Buzzy Bee update. Hang on, for Nintendo. What?
I don't skip this guy. Just show the Lego. Show the Lego. Oh, speaking of Lego, I built some Lego yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, look. I built like a Batman set.
Okay.
This thing was such a pain in the fucking ass to build. but you can like lift up the engine and it like fires torpedoes. It's pretty cool.
Where did you get it from? Was it like a new thing?
It was like a Christmas present. But I never bothered to build it until now.
Really? Because I don't
super lazy.
I don't know if I've ever said this. What I got on Christmas on podcast.
You love Lego. You always talk about Lego.
Yeah, well, I got the Saturn V Lego rocket and a 3-building street that I built like over 4 days, like from Christmas onwards.
It's like Duplo though. It's not really Lego. This Mario stuff, like the.
Isn't it sort of owned by the Lego company?
Well, I'm not saying it's Duplo. I'm saying like the size of the stuff is way bigger than normal. I think like the actual stuff you build is a lot bigger, but it seems to be more like for creating your own adventure sort of thing. Okay. Surprise Lego podcast. The one thing about every time I go into full screen to show something off, I realize how bad the quality of my like 720p old Logitech webcam is.
One day we'll get a better set.
Yeah, one day.
We'll get a fixed Yeti.
I mean,
the static.
The fucking Tony cam quality is pretty fucking high because you can see all of your different reflections on your bones. Yeah, that sort of stuff. Anyway, I'm stalling.
I was gonna say, I was just looking at the comments of this trailer, and someone said, "I can't believe we got all this course." This is Mario Maker 2. Right? I can't believe we got all this cool stuff. We haven't got the ice flower. What's the ice flower? What? Should we just move on?
Yeah, I'll move on.
I got more to talk about the next.
More to talk about the next one because there's a brand new XCOM game that follows on after XCOM 2, right?
Yeah, this follows on.
So basically, if you don't know, the story of XCOM is that it's aliens have taken over the world and the humans are fighting back to try and get control back. Yeah, from number 2 to try and get back control over the world from the alien overlords. And now there's this very uneasy peace between the humans and the aliens, and they're kind of working together to create like a universal government sort of thing.
It's really weird.
You're
now kind of more like a SWAT team that gets called in for like extreme crime cases. At least that's how it starts off. And because I've watched the Oscars been playing because they got given an early copy by who owns it? Firaxis or something that owns it?
I'm not sure. I'd have to have a look.
No, I don't know. But it's really interesting. So the thing is that there's now like alien hybrids everywhere. So you're kind of living in this future alien human society where they're forced to live together. And apparently, I don't know if it's like a bait and switch and it's like fake news.
Yeah, developed by Firaxis.
Okay, but apparently it's been a piece for a while. But then because there's 3 different ways you can start. I think you need to start with a robot uprising, a psionic uprising, or an alien insurgents.
Yeah.
And the one, if you choose Sonic, you kind of have to go against human nationalists basically that really hate aliens.
Well,
which is
quite
interesting.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, so they're not aliens at all. They just don't like the fact there's aliens on their planet. And you're going in, he's like, no, fuck you.
Well, I think the cool thing is that you finally get to use some of the cool alien powers on your side now instead of fighting against.
And there's new stuff because there's new alien half breeds as well between humans and aliens. It's just really cool. And it's I saw the power I don't know. I think the electric shield or whatever it's called. That looked really cool. Every time it breaks, you charge up, you do more melee damage. That's really cool.
Didn't they have a weird bureau game of this as well, where it was a third-person shooter?
Yes.
Was it an FPS?
I thought it was the FPS. I can't.
No, I think it was third-person, over-the-shoulder game.
Yeah,
but it was set before XCOM when it was Men in Black sort of thing, where
it had a really cool premise.
Undercover, I think.
But I don't know why it had to be a third-person game at all.
My friend Matt said it was good, but I heard really bad things about it.
I think he might be the only one.
And he said we're going to get copy strike from Nintendo. They don't do that anymore, actually. It's very interesting. They stopped copy striking anyone who showed their trailers and stuff. They've actually been pretty good with that stuff now.
That happened last year, early last year, right?
Yeah. The only thing they came down hard on recently was they're coming down hard on ROM sites. They really do not like ROM sites re-uploading old games, old Nintendo games, and
people trailers and playthrough.
They're coming down hard on music as well. They're not
Yeah.
Big fans of music being re-uploaded. So I heard they had to make it so they could make XCOM. Dave says with it. So they were using the Bureau to fund another XCOM game because they didn't.
Oh
think
yeah,
it would sell as well.
Yeah. I think they've always had money problems for Axis, so.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm understanding. Yeah, I think that.
Anyway, XCOM Chimera Squad looks pretty interesting.
Very interesting.
I have to check that one out in the future. Oh, this is one I'm really excited for. We're getting a remastered Crysis.
Okay,
Can your PC run Crysis?
Can my
Finally,
PC run Crysis?
in 2020.
No, it will not. My CPU is shit. Wait, this trailer actually just starts with comments. What?
It starts with everyone asking for Crysis remaster.
What? Okay. So do they think they're like a big YouTube channel? They've only got 69,000 subscribers on the Crysis channel. Okay.
So I heard that Crytek allegedly hasn't been doing very well financially.
Yeah.
And that a lot of their sales and the reason they've been staying afloat is because of Hunt the Showdown. I played it and talked about it on one of the podcasts. It's basically like kind of a PvE battle royale game where you're supposed to hunt these creatures, but then you're also fighting other players. That's kind of popular and it's keeping them. Yeah, I think it has has quite a few dedicated fans to that game.
Is that like a licensing thing? Because every game they sell, you get or is it they actually publish?
No, I think they actually made.
Oh, they actually make it. Oh.
Why is Andy saying Nintendo Switch ? Did it say it was coming to Nintendo Switch? What is he asking? Oh yeah, that's a good spot. I didn't even realize that Crysis Remastered's coming to the Nintendo Switch. So I wonder how that will run.
Oh, you're right. Fucking hell, PC was on PS1, Nintendo Switch. Yeah.
As soon as I saw Crysis Remastered, I was like, okay, it's coming to PC. And just PC.
Oh my God,
I forgot about the other consoles. I think it's super interesting to see a AAA game on the Switch, Wolfenstein. I think it's the 2 or the New Colossus, whatever it's called, was really good on Switch.
Yeah.
The Witcher 3 port was really interesting on the Switch as well. Stuff like that.
Is there another big one that was really good as well? I can't remember, but yeah, there's been quite a few big things now.
But basically, if you don't know, I recently got a new graphics card. I got an RTX 2080 Super. Tony's got an RTX 2080, and the thing we use them for is playing Minecraft.
And and something else, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on to the next. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. This is the announcement trailer. It's coming out June 23rd. I've actually heard this game's pretty good. I'm not trolling.
Okay.
This is a speedrun game favorite, I believe. Very big game run speedrunners. No, legit.
What?
SpongeBob.
Why?
SpongeBob.
Okay, that surf point looked great though.
I used to play a 3D kind of flash game of SpongeBob, where you drove around Bikini Bottom, and it was an online free one that I played that was really fun. So if it's anything like that, then yeah, hopefully. But I'd actually love to play this. This looks really. I love 3D platformers, so this looks really fun.
It looks.
And it's got a brand new multiplayer mode as well.
I like the SpongeBob boss. Oh, Squidward boss. That's my main.
Best in slot.
Look at that.
I never really watched SpongeBob as a kid because I think it was a little bit after my time. I think, or I didn't get it.
To watch SpongeBob.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never I did always watch it, never in order. I don't think it matters.
Why is there water underwater? The physics of SpongeBob have never made sense. It's a third party.
Yeah, it's actually ever since day one, they've always made fun of that. So
okay. I'll move on to quick.
I don't know.
News.
I've never been a massive fan of SpongeBob.
Before we move on to quick news.
Quick news.
RTX audio. NVIDIA just developed a new system for the AI deep learning for the RTX cards that allows it to filter out background noise and just have your voice on it.
Yeah, and we've been using this entire time. Well, you've been using this entire time.
This entire podcast, I've had RTX audio on. So if you've been listening and you said there's no background noise, that's because I've had it on the whole time. Hang on.
There's no background noise for me. I don't know if OBS has that. But I was going to say, when this first came out, I think I asked you, like, why is it? And you know what? I'm going to ask it again, because now I understand what's happening a little bit.
So what did you ask?
Why is it an RTX? Like, why the hell?
There's just their branding for, like, the cores that they use.
Okay. That's not entirely true. It actually uses your RTX CUDA cores to run this.
Yes, but it can run on non-RTX.
Yes.
Cards.
It doesn't have to, but they've currently set it. Unless you fiddle with it, it actually runs by default only with the RTX CUDA core.
You can like do a workaround. Some people have found a way to get.
Yeah, you do a workaround.
People have found like any Turing cards, like 1080s, that sort of stuff.
I think some people even I was like searching earlier, like people trying to get work on AMD cards even.
You need like a certain graphics driver to run it as well.
Yeah.
Just for people who aren't doing like weird workarounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, people trying to get the 1080s and things or 10 series.
So it can remove the background noise from your microphone, and you can also set it to go through your speakers, and
this is
remove
like the perfect
other background noise as well.
Yeah, and this is the perfect use case for like an actual deep.
Yeah, I would say that what I'm using it for now is probably the perfect use case. Is if you have a hot summer day and you want to do a podcast with like an air conditioning unit on. I'm going to turn my air conditioning unit on right now, pointing at the microphone, and then I'm going to talk into it, and you'll see the power.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony, talk to me about RTX audio. As you can see now, my shirt is actually moving on the webcam from the RTX.
I can barely hear any difference. I'll be honest with you.
Really? It's pointed to... Okay,
yeah,
okay.
When you're facing into it, I can hear a difference. But when you're not looking into it, I can't hear anything.
Really? That's insane.
Yeah. I hear like a slight difference, but it's like so minor. Like I'd rather have it on.
I don't know if I want to. Should I warn headphone users and turn it off and show the difference?
Turn it off.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to turn it off. Get ready.
Oh my god, that's really loud.
Okay, currently I have my air conditioning unit pointed at the microphone. Tell me if you can still hear me. I'm going to turn it back on. 3, 2, 1, and we have RTX on again.
Yeah, it's just barely any. There's like slight modulation in your voice.
Dude, the fucking it's so insane, this technology that.
But I will say, like, there's been like tons of like, oh, we're using AI to do this. This is like the perfect use case for what AI can do.
Live from the wind tunnel, Dave says.
Yeah. But it's like AI is like designed for like you train it to do something like, and I assume it's like looking at.
Turn the wind tunnel off.
Oh, this. Turn it off.
Oof, getting a little cold.
Yeah. Put your jumper on.
You can like edit how much noise suppression it does. So if it's cutting you out too much, you can turn it down. If it is cutting out, if it's not suppressing enough, if the unrealistic case where you're pointing an AC at your microphone, you can have 100%.
Yeah, because I also downloaded it as well. Like, there's not a settings in the actual RTX Voice.
It's in beta at the moment, so it's very bare bones. Basically, there's a button to turn it on and off. How to put it on your microphone and put it onto your speaker.
Yeah, it's really cool.
There's also it also starts automatically on startup, and you cannot turn that off. It doesn't appear in the Task Manager startup system. Nope. Okay. That was an annoying thing. I was like, well, I didn't want to use this all the time. I wanted to turn it on and off, so I didn't want it to start on startup, and there's no option to turn it off. So that was kind of annoying. But I guess they were just assuming most people who were installing it were going to use it most of the time. And then, but I think what they're assuming is people would leave it on, they'd have it set up, and then they just toggle it on and off, sort of thing. Yeah. Similar to like Voice Mod Pro sort of thing, with like changing your voice and stuff like that.
Yeah, you need a way to actually turn it off properly and a way to actually listen back to what you're hearing, like for the input device.
Well, they suggest they suggest you do a recording to like.
That's fine, but why can't it do that?
It's not Audacity. It's not Audacity.
Right.
Anyway.
You need to save it to a file.
I recently upgraded my graphics card. I got a 28 Super. I have played Quake 2 RTX, and that's fucking awesome. The best thing I've done so far, though, is I played Battlefield 5 with ray tracing, and I gotta say, Battlefield 5 with ray tracing is fucking amazing. I think Battlefield 5 ray tracing is probably the best ray tracing demo you can have.
Yeah,
Especially if you go on like a map like Rotterdam, and you just see all
it's
the
well
reflections.
optimized and it looks nice. Yeah,
it's well optimized. When they initially released it, it wasn't well optimized because they were like
now
they were reflecting like every single leaf in like the forest level, and it was like it was like destroying people's computers. But now what they did with the new RTX is they made it so it uses AI to figure out which areas of the game to increase RTX and decrease RTX on. So it'll, like, increase it on a window, but then on like the tram below the window, it'll have less of an impact on it, and it'll show less because you don't really need it. So it actually improves performance that way. And recently, with I think so, they just made Minecraft RTX, which I have not played and I really want to play. But you need a Windows 10 copy of Minecraft to play it, and I already activated my free copy. So if you have Java Minecraft before, I think it's November 2018, you can get a free copy of Windows 10 Minecraft onto your Windows 10 PC on the Minecraft store. You get a code off your Mojang account, and you'll be able to claim a free copy. But I already claimed mine like a couple years ago. I guess I put it on the wrong account, and I now have a different Windows Microsoft account. I haven't been
instead of you just signing in like a normal fucking account, it's like assigned to your Windows 10 account. What a load of shit.
But the big thing they also just did with Minecraft RTX, they made DLSS 2.0, which is really, really cool if you are playing on a high resolution like me. And you want to... Hello, Shrimp. I don't think you can hear her because the RTX audio. She's screaming at me. Anyway. But what if you don't know DLSS 2.0, what it does is it renders your resolution at a lower resolution, then it uses AI to upscale the resolution, and it actually increases performance. Andy said he briefly heard Shrimp. Okay. Well, I don't have the RTX full strength, so.
Well, okay, it'd also be very close to a human voice, the way that Shrimp doesn't even meow. It's more.
And now we have the opportunity to redefine real-time graphics by applying artificial.
I was gonna say with DLS.
The thing is, so from everything I've tested with DLSS, I can't tell the difference between native like 1440p and DLSS upscaled to 1440p.
DLS 1.0 is shit, but 2.
But then you have a look, like they show this performance test here. Ray tracing 4K, upscale to 4K is 105 FPS, and then native resolution 4K is 60 FPS. There's like a huge bump, and if you have a look at these two images, obviously stream compression and video compression and everything, you're not going to be able to see like the original source, but
you still see something.
Honestly, can't tell the difference. Like one of the main reasons they got RTX Minecraft Shrimp's pouring at the door. One of the reasons they got RTX Minecraft running on the Windows 10 version was that they have it running with DLSS 2.0, and it's probably the main ways you can get it to run, sort of thing. Because I think at like 1080p,
so
1080p RTX on with DLSS, it's around like 60 FPS.
Apparently, I watched a tech quickie video recently with James talking about new NVIDIA graphics card features in I think either latest update or something, or they're working on it. But you remember I was like, wouldn't it be great if like DLS could like dynamically scale for like different objects? They're actually doing that. Not necessarily DLS scaling itself. It's like a different scaling technique where like they can scale objects dynamically for like minimizing load. It's like the LOD system, but far more. And like it decides like how many triangles it needs to actually render it. But also in this new, I don't know how or when this is being implemented. They're saying they're making it so the graphics card doesn't need to talk to the CPU to activate RTX. Like it will decide when it needs to do it. So it's like taking load off, which is amazing.
Going back to RTX audio briefly, I just wanted to say like I didn't they don't think they've released the numbers on how it would affect gaming performance if you had RTX turned on.
Yeah,
which is why I would say it's more like you want it turned on when you're doing like a podcast and nothing else with the PC, or you're like on a Zoom call or whatever. Because I think from what I read, some people are saying it could have like an 8 to 10% performance hit for having RTX audio on. But that's just unconfirmed numbers, so I don't want to say like, oh it's going to have a huge performance hit.
I'm yet to see any proper benchmarking for this year, so
so I'd have to like see it. Of course, it's in beta as well. But going back to Minecraft, like the lighting system in Minecraft, didn't work the same way as like
well, there is no
other games would with the ray tracing. Yeah, because
Minecraft, right?
you can put. If you put obstruction on 4 of the blocks in Minecraft, it would light the same way as if it didn't have those 4 blocks obstructed. Because it just goes out of one face.
Works exactly the same way as water.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So what they had to do was, I think every single block in Minecraft has like 2 picture maps of how it decides how they look. And then they had to add like 6 or something.
Yeah, they had 4, I think. Yeah. Yeah. I remember. Okay, I vaguely remember they added opacity,
metallic, emissive.
There's some like textures. That's the
metallic
one.
is
the height
pixel. Map. Metallic is how shiny and metallic it is.
Yep.
Then emissive is how much glow it has, because stuff like glowstone, stuff like diamonds glow. Yeah. That sort of stuff. And then we had roughness, so stuff that isn't as shiny, or is if it's rough it doesn't reflect, and then stuff that is smooth, there's like glass or polished, it has more reflective.
They had height maps, so you could have like stony textures could like be look like they're slightly raised up, or like grates or something, or as they just showed off, like iron blocks have like a slight raised ridge. So it's like those. I think those are the 4 they added.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but basically that's the reason. Now it's in beta at the moment for the C++ Bedrock edition right now, and
Dr. Seuss is making a non-RTX.
But you could only use it with certain texture packs because of how RTX works. They had to make basically 4 more different textures for every single texture, sort of thing. So that's why it's in beta at the moment.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for new texture packs to come out with the extra, every block having the extra maps on them. But I don't know how long you have to wait for that. I don't know how easy it is to do. So
yeah, aren't they making? Isn't a modder making their own like path tracing version?
So
ray tracing.
I think it's
Seuss. I think it's called Seuss shaders.
Yeah, and the guy's called Seuss. I can't remember if he's called Dr. Seuss or not.
He's called Dr. Seuss, confirmed.
But yeah, he most shaders that you download for Java is made by Seuss, and like he does the shader mod, I think itself.
Path trace global illumination.
Yeah. And this can work on any graphics card.
So this is using GLSX. Yeah. So. It's using CPU, I think, rather than graphics. Am I correct?
I think it was use some CPU, but primarily CPU.
Because it's software based rather than hardware. Whereas RTX is more hardware based with the RTX cores.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear, we got like fucking super expensive graphics cards just so we can talk more about Minecraft.
Well, yeah.
That's the actual play we made. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a new AMD CPU so I can play more Minecraft.
Yeah. All right. Should we move on to quick news?
Yeah, actual quick news.
Okay, we'll move on to a sad point to start off the show for all the fun we've had. Rick May, the voice actor on Team Fortress 2 for the Soldier, has passed away, unfortunately.
How old was he?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just saw about this on the news. But everyone will remember his iconic voice. He was...
I was born in 1940.
Yeah, I was going to say... I looked at the date and I was going to say, oh yeah, he's this old. And I was like, I shouldn't do maths live on stream because that always goes terribly. He was 90. Sorry, 79. He was 79.
Yeah, I was gonna say he'd be around for 80.
But
Yeah.
they
Oh
put
yeah,
out.
September 9th. Yeah.
I just
think
thought I'd
I
show
know-
the Meet the Soldier video to commemorate him and all of his voice acting. I fucking love TF2, so all the work he did for the Soldier and all his other voices, amazing voice
He
actor.
died in the
He was
Swedish
also
Medical
the
Center.
English language voice for Peppy Hare and Star Fox 64. Those were like two of his
Really?
big games. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Big voice actor. So F in the chat.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
Jesus.
Soldier. Give you a salute. Press F to pay respects to the Soldier.
Why did he die in Sweden though?
Sorry?
Died in Sweden.
I don't know anything about his death, so.
It says died 10th of April 2020, Swedish Medical Center.
Maybe he was living in Sweden. I don't know. I don't know anything about the man other than his voice acting.
Yeah, we're planning Canadian
okay.
American. So.
We'll go into the rumor mill now. There's a rumor from sources that Capcom has greenlit a Resident Evil 4 remake with the blessing of the original director Shinji Mikeyama. Yami? Sorry, I always pronounce Japanese names.
Yeah, I don't
know.
know.
But there's been like a lot of rumors to suggest this is happening from alleged sources, so hopefully this is happening. I would assume the Resident Evil 4 game is coming after they did Resident Evil 2 into Resident Evil 3.
Why would they stop it?
The thing is, they've already they've already like remastered. They've already done like a HD version of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, they did.
What was it called? Resident Evil 4 remake?
I thought it was just like Resident Evil 4 HD or something. Is that not what they called it?
Oh, Vietnam. Resident Evil Waves in the chat. Maybe he knows. I think they like re-released it on Steam.
Oh, it's just the Biohazard version, right?
The Biohazard version, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So some people think they should remaster the gameplay similar to Resident Evil 2 and 3. Some people really want the slow kind of gunplay left from Resident Evil 4. Some people want them to keep it how it was, like single player slow. Some people want to add the ability to like co-op, like Resident Evil 5 sort of thing. I think that would be a good addition.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
So we'll have to see.
I was gonna say it's not really built around it, but if they're making the game again, then why not?
We'll have to see.
I have to say, yeah, I'm excited for that though. But
it's quick news because all I can do is speculate on it, but I think that would be really cool.
Quick news. Next one.
Journey is coming to PC. It's coming to Steam on June 11th, and I've seen people saying you have to play Journey. It's a life-changing experience. And what I've got to say to that is the people saying like Journey, you have to play it. I've played Journey personally, and it's a 2-hour walking sim. It's not a life-changing experience.
I liked it, but I didn't even play it, by the way.
I finished the game. It's like 2 hours long.
Yeah, I played it for half an hour. Like I kind of like this actually, but I wasn't. It wasn't on my machine, and I didn't own it. So,
PC Gaming Wiki launched a new project. Oh, you still talking about it?
I was gonna say it's not. I agree with you. It's not like a life changing, but I personally liked it. PC Gaming, go.
PC Gaming Wiki launched a new project to warn about microtransactions. So there'll be if you go to a games page on the PC Gaming Wiki, it'll tell you if that game has microtransactions in it, which is really cool. PC Gaming Wiki, I just want to give it a shout out because it's got tons and tons of amazing information about video games. They break down the categories, so there are So it'll break it down into whether it has loot boxes, cosmetics, unlocks, boosts, currency, infinite caps, or pay to skip sort of thing. So, for example, if you were looking at Destiny 2, it would show the monetization is the expansion pack, but it's free to play. And then there'd be a microtransaction section where it'd say it has boosts, cosmetics, and loot boxes. But the PC Gaming Wiki is really cool. Because
you actually have a whole section. Nice.
Look up. Like if you go to like the game page, let's say I look up Bully, right? And I'm like, oh, I want Bully to run, and then it will show you like where you can get it, the availability, and it will show you like essential improvements, how to skip the intro videos, the unofficial patches for the game if you would like to get it to run on newer systems. Like It has no anti-stopping filtering. It has anti-aliasing support. It supports VSync. Frame rate is capped at 30 FPS, but you can get it up to 60. Like, it gives you tons of like really useful information about games, especially trying to get older games to run as well. So check out the PC Gaming Wiki because that's really fucking cool.
The bomb is like DirectX 9 as well, so that's quite nice.
More sad news: Death Stranding PC launch has been delayed to July 14th, 2020. In the year of delays, Death Stranding PC is getting delayed, so you have to wait for your walking simulator on that one as well. Tony, do you know about this one? Prison Architect free update cleared for transfer. I had a look at this.
I only know as much as it says on the Steam update page.
Yeah, so if you haven't read about this, basically, with good behavior, prisoners can be moved to lower security prisons. And you can kind of give them incentives.
So it says at the bottom here, the new feature. There's a new feature breakdown page, like, so it's prisoner transfer, special privileges, room grading, custom security sectors, and new actions and enhancements. When most interested about the bottom one, new actions and enhancements. I don't think they're actually adding any new actions and enhancements, or maybe just changing the existing ones. You can now do it based on like the sector itself instead of just the whole prison, which is fantastic. I quite like the actual, like, actually being able to just find a different sector. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because late game you build like this huge prison, right? Like I want a piece of like every single different type of security prisoner. It'd be nice if I could actually have different sectors. So that's fine. Well, I guess it's not in yet. It'll finally be it. I don't understand the room grading. What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Because we already had room grading.
Dude, I've played like Prison Architect one time, and it has the most brutal fucking intro to any game ever.
Yeah.
If you haven't played the Prison Architect intro, go play it now. It is hard.
I forget that's how it starts.
It starts so bleak. It's insane. And then it's just like, yay! Now build a prison.
It's so happy after that, yeah.
But I think it's cool. Like, you can set like goals for prisoners to have good behavior and move to like lower security prison. Just adds more management to the prison management game.
The fact that they actually, as long as it's added properly into the AI and the AI understands that you're going to lower grade is good. As long as that's done correctly, that's gonna be really cool to actually be able to move.
Didn't they like say they were going to stop developing for this like a couple years ago, and then they're like, "Nah, JK, we're coming back on it."
Well, this isn't introvert.
Oh right.
This is Paradox.
Oh okay.
I don't know if you heard of this.
No, what happened?
I don't know much because the actual introversion guys have not posted a video on this whatsoever. They sold this to Paradox, so they are now updating Prison.
Oh, Paradox is. I just always remember the dev videos where the two guys were talking about it.
Yeah, the two guys from Introversion, but I don't know what they're doing anymore because they're no longer working on Prison Architect.
They were making their own game, weren't they? That was why they were working less on Prison Architect.
Well, they made like 2 games after Prison Architect, and they went back to Prison Architect after those games. So, which is when they said, that's when they said we're going to start making Prison Architect. Then they were like, we made these 2 games in like a year and a half. And they're like, actually, we're going to come back to Prison Architect because no one really bought our games. Like, one's like a pretty, it's not a scanning simulator, which kind of looks cool, but I don't really see the mechanics of it. And the other one was kind of interesting, but like not really many people. So,
anyway, moving on. Steam Lab's search experiment, a new one, is the Curie expansion. So they're going to try and improve search results with Curie expansions. Basically, they found that people would be hankering to play a 3D platformer. So you'd search for 3D tag and the platformer tag, and you'd get results. But then if you search for the 3D platformer tag, you would get different results to specifically look at platforming in 3D. So what they're doing now is they're trying to improve the query to add together the 3D, the platformer, and the 3D platformer together.
I really like this Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram, which they showed there's big overlaps between certain categories. So
it's showing what it currently is. Like, you get this really tiny thing, but the one is like everything.
Because you see, like, people searching for real time, people searching for strategy, and people searching for RTS have a lot of overlap on the games they want to play. So they're trying to put these games together to make it easier to search the Steam
That'd be amazing.
store by tags. So that's pretty cool. You can use the You can use it right now. You can use the Steam Labs experience search with expanded tags. So
I
check it
can't
out.
think of a reason why you want to turn this off, but I feel they should have an option to turn it off in case you need to for
The
some
thing
weird
with me,
reason.
I'm not sure if there's something that already does this in enhanced Steam. This is good for vanilla, like if you're using just the Steam browser, or you're just browsing on
Well,
a Chrome browser or whatever with just the default on. But I use enhanced Steam, or the fork of it, augmented Steam. So I'm
yeah.
not sure how that works, if this is already a feature or not. So I'll have to check that
Well,
out.
even if it's a feature, they might be implemented slightly differently as well, which we have to remember.
Well, I mean, Valve has extensive like API for the
Mm.
Steam store, so
Mhm.
we'll have to see.
Yeah, I like the idea though. I hope it works.
Proton has brought about 6,000 games to Linux so far. So if you don't know, Proton is allowing games to be played on Linux systems. This is pretty cool. There's about 6,000 of them now. And,
Oh my god, look at that graph.
there's about... So they have a rating system. So they have like bronze, silver, I think it's like gold, platinum sort of thing.
Right.
That's how I think it works. I'm not sure.
I don't understand what that means though. Is that just how well it runs?
How well it... So like a bronze game, I know bronze, silver, and platinum definitely exist. So a bronze game is pretty broken, but still kind of could be classed.
So okay,
and then platinum's like good.
On this graph that they show which games have platinums is like around like above like 50%. Is that how many Linux machines can actually run it? Is that what's happening? I'm really confused.
The percentage of games getting a platinum rating is steadily increasing over time as well. It used to be about 40% of all unique games reported, and now we're closer to 50%. I think about 95% of like Steam is like rated at bronze, so we're getting like closer to playing, most games on Steam on Linux. But the state they're running in is like a different story.
Yeah. I feel like if you have a Linux machine, though, you're gonna know how to iron out some of these problems.
Yeah.
I guess.
So Warzone's cracking down on cheaters. People have been complaining a lot about cheating in Warzone, and what they're doing is they're going to ban cheaters. But the additional measures they're also putting in is if anyone's suspected of cheating, they will be matchmaked against suspected cheaters as well. So all of the cheaters will go into their own private lobbies.
How do you know if they're actually? Well, if like the suspicion, if they're not actually cheating, but like you're wrong. Is there a system to get them out of being suspected?
Yeah, I think if they're suspected cheating, they go, okay, we were wrong about this guy. They would take them out of the matchmaking sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't work in Infinity Ward. Like this is
maybe it's like a time.
No company wants to hand out all of their security information.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Because that would just make it so much easier for another company to figure out how to break it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless somebody was to, I don't know, leak the source code of like TF2 and CS:GO, but nobody would do that.
No one would do.
Nobody would do that. I definitely won't be talking about that later. Epic gave in to Google. I talked about this on a previous podcast. Epic and Google had a big dispute about
the 30%, right?
There was like a split between how much Google wanted and how much Epic wanted, and there's
a big problem because people were downloading virus version or malware versions of the Epic launcher instead of the proper version. So that didn't work out.
Because Fortnite hit the Play Store on Android 18 months after releasing the game as a third-party software outside Google's official mobile app marketplace. Epic says it was doing it because Google puts third-party software at a disadvantage by warning users of potential security issues that may not exist and characterizing any software not included through the Play Store as malware.
Okay, fine. Sure.
But it seems
it is riskier though. There's putting a spin on it, saying like, "Oh, it's not as risky."
But it seems like Epic's given in.
Saying it is, but
because Epic now is going to take the 30% cut and is releasing on the Google Play Store, so they've taken the hit. Did you see the Travis Scott concert in Fortnite, Tony? That sounds right up your alley.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, you have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I barely know what Fortnite is. To be honest with you,
Okay,
Joe.
yeah.
I'm kind of a boomer now.
There's a rapper called Travis Scott, and he did a concert inside Minecraft.
Okay.
It was pretty cool, actually. I legit think it was really cool, but
I'm being recommended from the Verve, Pickle Rick and Dream.
Oh yeah, get Pickle Rick out. Let's go and Pickle Rick. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
I love the hate like that. I shit you not, Cortana. Oh, I guess I'm thinking he says shit you not.
Cortana, he turned himself into a pickle. I shit you not. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Oh god.
Anyway, last quick news before we move on. Dead by Daylight Mobile is officially out. You can download Dead by Daylight free onto your mobile device now.
Play it now.
It's launched for iOS. I don't know if it's on Android yet. It might be. Let's have a look. Google Play for Android here. Yeah, so you can get it on the Android store as well. If you're an iPhone, you need an iPhone SE to run it. I can tell you that because I own an iPhone SE and I was able to qualify to play Dead by Daylight on mobile.
Nice.
We were talking about the SE later as well. I don't know.
You could have played it earlier if you pre-registered to play it.
Yeah, I think they had like a beta system where you could play the game. I've heard I watched someone play it. It looked pretty good. I was going to download and try it myself, but the problem with my phone is I have Touch ID to download apps with in-game purchases, and the Touch ID, the button on this phone is fucked. Because my dad got a new phone because the button was kind of broken. So that's the way the system works. Is you wait for somebody else's phone to break, and then you get a free new phone. That's how the system works. So I got the phone with the kind of dodgy button, and the Touch ID was working fine for a while, and then just kind of gave up. So I was trying to download this and play it and test it out because I'm a Dead by Daylight fan, but I couldn't. You need Touch ID, and I couldn't get it working.
Yes, there's no way to get around that though. It's like you have to use Touch ID. Okay.
Well, if it has in-game purchases on the App Store, I think you need either to use Touch ID or to turn Touch ID off.
Yeah, but
and then use the password for your Apple account. I think.
But on Google on Android, it brings up a screen like, oh, you need to link your account. You can just go. One of the options is just skip, and then you don't need to do anything else from it. You don't have to log in. You don't have to confirm your account because you have no intention of using it. You can just get around it.
So from what I've heard from this game, the grind is kind of similar to the PC version, but I've been trying to look this up, but I don't know if you can link your account on the Dead by Daylight mobile version and the PC version because there's no crossplay. There's no crossplay. I'm fairly sure because there's no crossplay between the console version and the PC version, and there's going to be no crossplay between the mobile and the PC version because that would be terrible. Unless they wanted to add controller input based matchmaking sort of thing.
Yeah, I thought it's the way around. Just make people opt into it if they don't care about the inbound nature of it. They just want to play with a friend and they don't.
The graphics look okay. I think they said you want to make sure you get FPS mode. I think the Android version has graphics options, but I think the iPhone version does not. And I think it's put to the max settings or something. So we'll have to see how the different phones have different performances. I don't know. Is there a YouTube channel that does mobile game performance benchmarks sort of thing? Because I haven't seen that at all. Because I'd love to see
the actual apps. You mean?
I'd love to see a Digital Foundry video on Dead by Daylight mobile, like they do for the Switch and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's the apps. They normally just go, this is how good the phone works. The problem is that phones. How would you do it? Would you do it a sustained sort of thing? Would you, I guess you would have to, right? Because it would start off reasonably well, and then as soon as it starts thermal throttling, you'd lose tons of performance.
Yeah, that's a big thing about phones is
they're passively cooled.
Yeah, the big thing about phones, performance is thermals and battery are huge things for phones as well. You have to take into consideration.
But you can technically bypass capacities, you cool it somewhat by like blowing a fan on it and keeping it plugged in, and you'll get more performance.
Didn't Linus have like a water-cooled phone case or something at some point?
Yeah, there's in a recent video he tested like an add-on. He just add on like an existing phone. There's an actual gaming phone that has like cooling pipes similar to like laptop cooling pipes, and then it has like a little fan only when it needs it.
Oh,
And he was like, it was actually really good.
We got to move on.
Like, it was actually keeping
we're 50 minutes in and we're on quick news, so we got to move on.
Okay. Moving on.
Terraria Journey's End will launch on PC May 16th, 2020. So if you don't know, they announced this huge update for Terraria in E3 2020. Oh shit! And you can go on to there's a wiki page with all the upcoming features that people have seen with the big update, and I think they're changing the cap of items from 3,929 to 4,985. So there will be more than 1,000 items added since the new maximum item ID has changed. So that gives you an idea of how much content is being added to Journey's End 1.4.
Biomes and stuff as well. Jesus Christ!
They're adding tons and tons of new stuff, but this is all spoiler content. So what I want to do is I've never really played Terraria. I've played it a little bit, but I always played with people who've played the game before. They got really far ahead of me. I didn't really understand what was going on, and then I lost interest in playing it because I didn't know what was happening. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as this comes out on May 16th, is I will install Terraria, and I will go into the new update completely blind and just try and figure it out. I was like going into survival games completely blind and just figuring
this out. I feel like it's fine. You can play this because now I use formerly NPC only emotes. Like, this is next level. This update is great for just that alone.
It's the B update of Terraria.
It's the B update of Terraria.
It's next level. Okay.
One thing I want to quickly say though, like, we pronounce it Terraria. Some people pronounce it Terraria.
I think it's just how you pronounce it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a terrarium.
I guess that's where it's but terrarium.
I always say Terraria. I don't know.
I've always said Terraria. Yeah. How do you pronounce?
Well, people are going to have different pronunciations.
Yeah, but okay. How does developer say?
You're going to find a video of the developer saying Terraria.
Yeah. Okay. According to Google, it's Terraria.
Okay.
Does that help anyone?
I'm still going to pronounce it the way I was going to pronounce it anyway, so it doesn't really matter to
Terraria, yes.
Now, anyway, right, if you don't know, Hypixel Studios were making the block game Hytale, which is basically a Minecraft clone, from what I can see. If you don't know, Hypixel Studios runs the biggest Minecraft servers in the world. I think they have some crazy stat where 80% of people have played on a Hypixel Studio.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Hang on, let me look at it. How many people have played on a Hypixel server on Minecraft? I'll look it up for you. 18 million unique players have played on the Hypixel server. That's 1.9 million unique players every month. They partnered with NetEase in 2017, the publisher of Minecraft China. Okay, that's starting to make a lot more sense.
It all makes sense now.
Anyway, but if you don't, I think so. Riot Games now acquired the studio, but I think up until this point, Riot Games were pretty much funding the development of the game anyway as a third-party thing.
Oh right, okay.
But now Hypixel Studios is now an official Riot Games, and we can kill. I'm still going to make the meme of them being Riot Game, and now they're Riot Games. So I guess Minecraft clone is the new Riot Games. So
new Riot games.
I mean, the game looks kind of it looks like it could be good, but I'm just going to keep thinking it's a Minecraft clone until it actually comes out. So It's like
Yeah,
a
there's nothing
third.
wrong with
Riot
it.
Games funding this is like a third-party thing.
There's nothing wrong with
I
being in
don't know.
Minecraft though. It depends what niche they have and like what unique they have. Like, is there a reason not to play Minecraft? What new is it bringing? I guess, but you have to wait and see.
Yeah.
There's no problem being a clone.
Valorant wasn't in the news recently. It's been a bit controversial with their Ring Zero anti-cheat Vanguard.
Yeah.
So what they were doing was they were having a kernel-level system that would activate before your OS turned on to check if you were using cheats in the game Valorant.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I don't like this at all. That shouldn't be allowed. There's got to be a better. Like, is cheating that worth it? Like to have like a
So I think it's
security?
always like on your computer, but I don't think it runs until you launch. Valorant is what they said.
Right, great, but I can't. How am I going to know that?
But people are worried about it running on a kernel level and backdoors and exploits and that sort of stuff.
I'm more concerned with security exploits than anything, but it's still like it's.
But I believe people were very upset about this. But I believe BattlEye and Easy Anti-cheat as well, two very popular anti-cheats that already exist, are already doing this, but people didn't seem to care about that as much.
I didn't know, maybe.
So I believe kernel level is on BattlEye Easy. Let me look it up. Easy Anti-cheat.
I don't think the other ones have the same level. Do the other ones have actual kernel access?
Let's see. Easy Anti-cheat and BattlEye both have kernel level anti-cheat. Because if you want to know, Apex Legends uses Easy Anti-cheat, Fortnite uses Easy Anti-cheat, Paladins uses it. Rainbow Six Siege uses BattlEye, PUBG uses BattlEye, DayZ uses BattlEye, H1Z1. Dead by Daylight uses Easy Anti-cheat. We talked about it in the past. Easy Anti-cheat is owned by Epic Games.
Yeah,
they
Apex
bought
Legends
Easy
and Fortnite.
Anti-cheat.
Yeah.
And they now help with development of it. So I don't think this is a huge deal. Like this.
No, I'm not a big fan of anti-cheat to begin with, though.
I think if this helps against cheaters, fine. I'm willing to. I mean, I'm probably going to play Valorant when it comes out, or if it goes into open beta. But honestly, I haven't been sitting in one of those 24/7 streams just waiting for a drop because I don't give a shit. So
I think we have to wait and see if it is actually. I mean, there hasn't been one yet.
So the Riot put out a post talking about Vanguard and talking with the security and privacy team, and they even put out a $100,000 bounty to anyone that can prove that it had security flaws in it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So they're basically saying we are putting our money where our mouth is, and we're saying like if anyone can find a flaw in it, then let us know and we'll give you a bounty. Like other companies do this, as like Google Zero puts out bounties to find day zero exploits for stuff. There's tons of like exploit bounties you can do to help improve security software. So this is kind of standard stuff, but
it's fine. I don't like the idea of it like on start always being there. Like I assume it uninstalls itself if you uninstall the game. But
yeah,
that's my biggest concern is just like what permissions is more than anything.
We had a Valorant patch 0.47. One of the big things of the patch was that the Raze character got nerfed. If you don't know, I was talking about how Raze was the character who had every ability being a explosive damage ability and then pulled out a rocket launcher for their ult.
I can see
lots of people were complaining about this character, so she has been nerfed. Her paint shells have been decreased from 2 to 1. You now need a kill reset, requiring players to get 2 kills to refresh the cooldown on your paint shells.
That's better.
So this is kind of
I have interrupts as well, maybe to certain abilities. So I'm reading. Am I understanding that correctly?
What are you reading?
Is it? I can't. Where am I? It's like at the bottom of like what's up with that. But I'm not sure.
What are you looking? Are you looking at Raze?
Yeah.
Well, basically, they said they wanted to have cluster grenades to create scenarios where you could zone people out. But basically you could just spam them because you had 2 of them, sort of thing. So they're reducing that. They also nerfed Sage, which is like a big character that was quite strong. She could slow an area of the map, and then you would have to walk really slow. But what they did with Sage is they made it so it slows the airspeed of players in that zone, so they couldn't like jump away, sort of thing.
Right.
And also, it was huge zone control because every time you walked through Sage's slow field, it would create noise, which would let players know when you were walking through it. But now what they've done is they made it so people can sneak through the slow orb. If they want to spend the time walking through it, like mud, like slowing them down, they can use it to sneak through. So it's not just basically a detection device for the Sage player, which is pretty cool. They did some other quality of life updates. So those are the big ones.
You could originally bunny hop through it.
Yeah, sort of thing.
That was an old. Okay, cool mechanic. That's now gone.
They increased the melee damage as well a little bit to help with getting rid of like Sage's barriers, destructibles, or the Haven's metal double doors. But that was the patch. So speaking of the iPhone SE earlier, Apple has announced a brand new 2nd generation iPhone SE. Yeah. And it's going to cost $400. And do you know what it's called? It's called the iPhone SE. iPhone SE. Yeah. Tony, my iPhone SE has iOS 13, but the iPhone SE has iOS 13.
Also, yeah.
So, when you go to the App Store, and an app supports the iPhone SE, and then it also supports the iPhone SE.
Yeah, a little bracket with Garrett came out.
It's going to have to say, either they're just going to go, fuck the original iPhone SE, take the support off, we're going to pretend it doesn't exist, or they're going to
I don't know what they're thinking.
Have to differentiate between the two. Like, the naming... Okay, so the reason this doesn't make sense as well, either... The iPhone SE is called the iPhone SE because it's the 2nd edition of the iPhone. The idea
is this like, not also the 2nd edition of the current iPhone series, though?
No, I think the idea is that it should be the iPhone TE, the 3rd edition of the iPhone.
But is it?
Because it's meant to be like...
No, but I would argue it's the 2nd edition of the current set of iPhones.
So why isn't it called iPhone SE2?
I don't know, because it is the second edition they've released of an iPhone.
So if you don't know what the iPhone SE, the idea is, it's basically it's an actual really good budget phone from Apple. The iPhone SE is the original one was based on the iPhone 6, and it was meant to be like a mid-range kind of budget version. But it still had a lot of like features of the newer system. So you had like, it was talking about Touch ID, you had like stuff like that. It could run iOS 13 as well. Like it was able to keep up with the newer systems. It had lots of great features like that.
It's like one of the best-selling like mid-range phones, right? The original.
And it also had like it's a good size. Like it was a lot smaller than the newer, bigger iPhone, which lots of people really liked. Yeah. But so you can get the 64 gigabyte. The base model is the $400. Sorry, 128 gigabytes is $449 and then 256 gigabytes is $549 USD. So it's based on the iPhone 8 frame, the iPhone SE 2020, as I refer to it now, just to not get confused.
But it is using the new chipset, though.
So it's using the A13 Bionic chip, which is the same as the iPhone 11. It's the most powerful chip Apple produces, and they're putting in its budget phone. That's kind of crazy.
I guess they have lots of them to hand, so why not just why have another set of production for a different chip when you just?
And I think the A13 Bionic chip is more powerful than the most powerful Android Snapdragon processor as well.
Yeah,
so that's kind of like crazy technology as well.
Yeah.
It's going to have
4.7 it is incremental increases at that point, but yeah, it is technically more powerful.
4.7-inch screen, a 12 megapixel camera. It's going to have access to fast charging and wireless charging as well. So if you've got one of those wireless charging pads, you can put it on it, and it can fast charge and wireless charge as well. Which is pretty cool.
Thank God they finally have that feature. It took them a while.
It's an IP67 dual SIMs. The second one is an eSIM. I don't know what that means, but I read it, so I'm going to say it in case that means anything to you. I don't actually know that much about Sims. Yeah. So those are the features. And that's for $400.
Oh, okay. It's saying that it's got one actual SIM card slot. The other one you have to then like scan in, and it's then saved like software basically. So it's got it's got like a
it's £420 in the UK for the base version.
Yeah,
so it's around 400.
64 gigabytes.
That's probably enough.
I would like to have a bit more personally, but yeah, I think it's pretty good starting amount. It's not like ridiculously small like it used to be.
It's just so weird that it's like 2020 and I'm saying Apple makes one of the best budget phones in the world.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. Well, obviously you can go like cheaper, you can go like Androids, and if you really don't want like a lot of the features, you can go.
To be honest, cheaper. Like yeah, there's a lot of options out there. I think like phones today, like really good value. You don't need to go like super high end to get good stuff out of it. So like I think it's like computing in general, like this decade is already like really good for computing. Like it's crazy. So I think it's just a good time to upgrade if you've been waiting for a while. I think I want to say
I think it's about 4 years since the SE came out. I think it came out in like 2016. So somewhere around there. So it's a good time to upgrade from your iPhone SE to the iPhone SE. As I will.
Yeah, as you would do. Would you pay this money to it, or would you just wait for like another company down? Or are you okay?
Well, my dad has an iPhone 11 now.
You are getting that soon.
He got a big boy phone, so hopefully, I'll put a banana peel on the stairs if he has an unfortunate accident, and someone has to have the phone in his will. Then we'll see.
I like to think he wouldn't die. He just goes to hospital, like right because you're in hospital, you can't have your phone. I'm just gonna take.
Yeah. I'm gonna gaslight him into having like electrostagnetic sensitivity, and he can't be around like electronics. I'm like, I'll have to take that away from you. Anyway, Artifact. Let's talk more about Artifact.
It's a game.
Artifact is a game, but we talked about last time they've changed the monetization of Artifact, and now they're talking more about the mechanics of Artifact. So they went into a lot of like how specific mechanics work in Artifact, but I've never played Artifact. So I cannot talk about mana or initiative and harmony and stuff like that because I have no idea what that's about. But I can talk about the mechanical change of how you unlock cards. So you now unlock cards by playing, and you will be matched against people who have the same amount of cards unlocked as you. I feel like we should have been doing this in games a long time ago. This kind of matchmaking makes a lot of sense because you are going to match people against each other who have the exact same opportunity to make similar level decks.
Yeah.
Whereas in Hearthstone, you'd be at rank 25 and some guy would have basic cards and the other guy would have like, golden legendary best in slot cards, and it would just get wrecked, and it was terrible for new players to play. But this is going to really help the new player experience. They've talked about that in the blog post if you want to read the whole thing. And Tony, this is a big thing, they're adding a single player campaign to Artifact. You are always asking for single player campaigns in card games.
I'm legitimately excited about that. I just went down to the bottom and read that.
So if you...
Nice.
I know you want to know more about the lore of the Dota universe.
I don't give a shit about that.
So you can learn it through the Artifact campaign.
I will do what I do with Magic campaigns back when Magic Steam games used to have them. I'll just forget about them. Because they're shit.
And also there's some other quality of life features. You can now spectate games. That's a big thing. Move on to the final topic for the end of the podcast. The source code for both CSGO and TF2 dated 2017-2018 was leaked and made public onto the internet. As I was alluding to earlier. So apparently this happened and people were very... TF2 servers were shut down. People were like, can we go on the latest version of CSGO? Is this going to have security vulnerabilities and that sort of stuff?
Wasn't it later discovered it wasn't like the most up to date version. It was like a couple.
So
years.
CS:GO put out a tweet and they said, "We have reviewed the leaked source code and believe it was a reposting of the limited CS:GO engine code depot released to partners in late 2017 and originally leaked in 2018. From this review, we have not found any reason for players to be alarmed or avoid the current builds.
Okay.
As always, playing in the official servers is recommended for the greatest security."
Yeah, absolutely.
So it seems like it was already leaked version. It wasn't.
Yeah, I vaguely
going to
remember
impact
something
it
like that actually.
massively,
Yeah.
but it's good to see that Valve and CS:GO took the CS:GO devs on Twitter are fucking awesome. They're like really active with the community, so that's
They
cool
always
to see.
been active. Was more
Did we get a
recent,
tweet? We got one from CS:GO, but I don't know if we even got one from Team Fortress 2. Let me look it up.
Do you want one?
Does TF2 have TF2 blog? I don't think. Does TF2 have a Twitter page? It's because like it's so weird. Like certain like Half-Life Alyx is like super active with social media. CS:GO is like the most. Dota Underlords is super active with social media, and then TF2 exists because 5 people are like 2 people work on TF2, so they don't have like a social media guy.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Is
sure
this
how.
the
I'm assuming this
the
didn't
top
affect
10
TF2, but
Yeah.
I have to see. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. So it's interesting to see how like leaked code can affect the current stability of big games like CS:GO and games.
Well,
that
people are still
used
playing it.
People
so.
still play TF2. So actually,
Yeah.
Valorant came out and people were like, "Valorant's out, CS:GO is dead." I think CS:GO has been having its like higher player numbers ever, and I
it's
think a lot of
ridiculous.
people are playing Valorant and going, "Man, this makes me want to play CS:GO."
It currently has right now 1.13 million players.
Yeah, it's crazy. Then it's also to do with the pandemic at the moment.
Oh
but,
yeah,
like, CS:GO has like
absolutely,
crazy
but
numbers
that's
right now.
crazy. It's so crazy compared to all the other games. Like the next game is Dota 2.
I've talked about like what's the best way to say it? Like people get hooked into games because of they got sunken cost fallacy with all the skins they've bought. Like people have like £5,000 in debt in CS:GO skins. Like there's no way you can be like, hey, we got a new game and it's got some skins on it. It's like, yeah, but I've been playing this game for like fucking.
I think it's like
years or something.
I think it's like a complicated thing because like there's always like I've already got sunken costs pulling me back. Then it's like, oh, but I'm also kind of bored of this. I need like a new novel thing. Like it's like a rubber banding sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
But then there's also nostalgia attached to that. So
sure, we're gonna read the Peter Molydeux tweet and then we're gonna let you go.
Well, I just want to say,
okay,
TF2 is number 13 on the old Steam playlist. So it's
TF2 best game.
no longer
Confirmed.
top 10 like it was when we said it was a dead game.
The thing is, the TF2 community is amazing. Like they will always support that game, but it's not like a game. It's not like what is it? It's like endemic and endemic. Endemic.
Yeah, I don't know the
basically there's no like new players coming into TF2. It's just the players that are already in TF2 are staying around, sort of thing. Is what I will say about TF2.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll read a Peter Molydeux tweet. I want Animal Crossing reflecting our society more. Instead of creating homes, you play an NPC to live in the pre-made apartment. The only downside to this is you wouldn't be able to customize much other than quietly rotating a couch from time to time. And he said, my Animal Crossing would be something more along these lines. And he's got a picture, and it's a union leader badger. He says, we demand living wages between benefits and a plan to put Amazon under public ownership within 10 years. And you can respond with sounds reasonable, or you can push the button to send the cops. And it looks like a kind of like a Papers, Please kind of thing.
Yeah, sounds amazing though. Again, Peter Molydeux, some fantastic ideas.
So
Still needs to make.
Anyway, I'll go to the outro. The In-Between Podcast show and everything in between podcasts, put Peter in there because we always talk about Peter. Twitch.tv/Scorn if you want to watch live. Thanks to anyone who stuck around and is still watching live. And at Scorn2000, I will post when we are going live, and I will post the VODs if I remember. All right, that's the end. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.